Hey guys, welcome back to the Shelly Kitz channel. My name is Michelle. I'm the indie author of 6 published works, and today we're going to get started with a week of writing. So let's get into it. Hey guys, today is the 5th of January. I'm going to say this right now. I'm freezing cold. Don't let this common cool collective persona right now take away from the fact that I'm freezing. My house is supposed to be set for 68 degrees outside. It is, well, inside, it's like 19 degrees outside with a wind chill. And my house is like over 100 years old. So I am just in here freezing. And I'm at the point where I'm so cold that I'm like, what if I just put blankets everywhere upstairs? Like, put it on the walls, like, just buy a whole bunch of fabric, put it on the walls, and hopefully it won't make it so cold. I don't know. I'm just trying anything and everything. If it wasn't for me trying to be somewhat productive today, I probably would be in bed under lots and lots of blankets. Anywho, let's get back on topic. So today, this week we are planning on doing a lot of writing this week. So trying to see when the last time I updated you guys on what writing projects I'm actually working on. So right now I'm mostly focusing on the Bugztopia PD series. I am working on doing the final little edits for book 3. So I don't even think I've showed you guys this. So this is going to be the new covers for Bugztopia PD. So in May, if not sooner, I'm planning on taking down all the books and re-releasing them under this kind of cover with under an LLC too. So these will all be all the covers will look something similar to this. Instead of those ones back there, this is what the back will kind of look like. And obviously, I know the Not For Real Cell bar will not be on it, but this is what it'll roughly look like. The formatting in the book's just a little different. There's just subtle changes to it, and I am changing the wording a little bit, but not changing the content of the story. I'm just changing because there's sometimes at the end of the whenever I'm talking, if two characters are talking, sometimes I'll say she said instead of Officer Renee said, because since this is for kids, I'm I don't know if they'll understand, especially if there's three kids, three bugs talking, and just to give them a more idea on who it is besides just she. So I'm doing that. So I am working on book 3. Book 1 is finished. Book 2, I need to order a proof copy for. Book 3, I'm finalizing now. I'm on chapter 5. And I'm planning on waiting to get proof copies for books. I'm going to plan on getting proof copies for book 2 and book 3 at the same time. So I need to start doing the final edits on book 4 as well. Because in the new edition of Bugztopia, there's a couple pages of the next book in the series. So that is that. And then I'm also planning on actually doing some writing, not editing writing, but actually writing for book 15 in the Bugztopia series. Now, I tried originally writing, I don't even know where to begin. So Bugztopia is going to be a multi-season long story. So what I mean by seasons is, books 1 through 6 are part of Officer Renee and Officer Francis's story. And season 2, books 7 through 12 are part of Officer Bug and Officer Ryan's story. So I'm taking two different characters and following their storyline. And so I'm right now working on season 3. I had originally written book 15. I had written book 15. I was okay with it. Then I was working on book 16, and something was just something doesn't feel right. So I was like, okay, I want to rewrite it. I rewrote it several times, and it just never felt right. So then I was like, okay, I asked my editor, I was like, have you started reading book 15 yet? Because I gave it to her before Christmas break, and she's a teacher, so I was just like, have you started reading it? And she said no, and I was like, okay, just scrap it. I don't read it. I'm going to start completely over again. So that's the game plan. So I've been mulling over an idea on how I want to start it. or like what idea I want to do for this third season in the books. Because we're actually going to be following, instead of Bugztopia characters, we're following Insectopolis characters. Just because I want to, like, what I'm envisioning is season 1, 2, and 3 are like if I were to put, like, I'm having each season be set up in an omnibus, so each, like, books 1 through 6 are going to be published in an omnibus. 7 through 12 are going to be put into an omnibus, so just one book for all of it. But, like, if I could, I would put books 1 through whenever season 3 ends and put that into a book. Or maybe I'll put that into I don't know. But if I were to put those 3 into, like, a box set, pretty much, like, those 3 book series into a box set, because they are all going to hopefully be the conclusion to Queen Citrone and her reign of terror. I say this, but also I've tried back and forth on how I want to, like, close out her story arc, because she is such an important character. Like, she's the main villain for the story, and I'm like, how do I wrap this up in a cohesive way? So I'm thinking about that too. I'm doing a lot of thinking, and, like, personally, as, like, for me as a writer, I've tried like, plotting stuff out and stuff, but that just never happens for me. Like, I always end up being bored of it almost. Like, I just, like, excuse me, I got hiccups. But if I were to, like, plot out the entire book and all the books, like, in the series, it just wouldn't feel the same. Like, I like my raw, like, okay, this is what this character is thinking in the moment. This is what they're gonna say. This is how it's gonna evolve. And it just, I don't like having it where I don't have full control almost. Does that make sense? Like, I want my story to be as raw, like, I don't know, like, I need to just be in, like, this is how it envisions in my head, this is how it plays out, and I can't plot it out. I don't know. What I call myself is, like, a gardener. So, and, like, I have, in discovery writing, like, that's just how I do it. I have ideas on how it's gonna end, but in the end, it could all change. So, yeah. I've been talking for, like, 7 minutes now, but I will say this: I already did 2 chapters of book 3. I'm planning on doing, like, 15-20 minutes worth of writing for book 15, and then switching on and off between those 2, which is not typically how I do like, fresh starts, or, like, writing books, especially for Shelly, but I need to try something, and, like I said, I'm cold, I don't want to be in bed all day. But yeah, so I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye! Hey, today's the 6th. I really just came on today to say hi. I didn't do any writing today, mostly because I spent all day shoveling snow. Not even mildly joking. I think I got done shoveling snow at 1, and I started at about 8:30, because we had about a foot worth of snow. And on all honesty, I'm, like, it's not even finished, because... So, I had to scoop my driveway, which is, like, from a garage to the road, which is, like, a good, probably, like, at least 50 feet away. And 50 might be a little, I don't know, it's probably somewhere in that range. So, it's a good distance. I shoveled most of it, and then my neighbors did the rest. But it was such a pain. And then I also had to go to my dad's house and do it, which my brothers helped me, thank goodness. But we just got enough space for me to pull my car in without having it, like, my back end on the highway. And that's all we did, because we were like, I'm tired. I was like, I'm tired. I can't keep doing this. So we did, in fact, we got a lot of snow. We got at least over a foot of snow. My dad should be coming back from vacation, I would say, in a couple days. But honestly, I hope he doesn't come back in the snow. Like, if it's not supposed to snow anymore, but I just want him to be safe, you know? Um, but I wanted to say yesterday I worked on Bugztopia book 15. I restarted it. I only got to chapter 1 in the story just because I was cold and I didn't want to work yesterday. Still cold and I don't want to work right now. I'm also just exhausted. But I got 1,000 words into book 15. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm following different characters. Like, I feel like my problem was originally with the with season 3 of Bugztopia. I feel like my problem was I didn't exactly know who I was following. Like, I wanted to follow Miss Annette. I wanted to follow all these different officers, and I was conflicted on who I was following. And one day at work, I was just bored, so I was just trying to think, like, okay, what do I do with my characters, kind of thing. Like, I had 4 or 5 characters that I needed to know their background story, kind of thing. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm got time to kill. I'm gonna just do this. Yeah, and I ended up finding their backstory, so I'm really proud about that. And the 2 characters that I'm following are Officer Zoe and Officer Eva. Those 2 are my 2 officers that I'm following. Interesting dynamic of theirs is because, so Eva is kind of like a witch in, like, I don't know, I'm not really fully sure exactly what all of her powers are, but I kind of like having, like, witches in my story, or, like, some kind of, like, fantasy element to my stories. Even though, granted, we are in a fantasy world, it's just I like a little extra fantasy. And a little bit of magic. Well, it's not necessarily magic, it's just, like, foreseeing the future kind of thing. But so Eva is a blind fairy wasp who came from a witch town, as everyone calls it. I need to actually come up with a name for the town. But that is where she's from, and, like, everyone in that town has a very good connection with, like, the elements. Well, not necessarily the elements, but, like, nature around them, and can really feel things, or see things. And then Officer Zoe is her partner, who is a damselfly. So it's kind of like a dragonfly, but just smaller. So I wanted to have a dynamic where, like, because, like, Insectopolis police officers, I'm telling you a lot about it right now. But Insectopolis is, like, Bugztopia, I would say, is more of a regular city, while, regular city doesn't sound right, but, like, is a more family-orientated place. They're, like, everyone has rights, everyone's equal, while Insectopolis is a little more of a dictatorship. Like, like, I have to my books deal with mafia kind of things, but also, like, how do I would describe this? Like, I don't know, Insectopolis is just a lot stricter. I don't know. But it's just a lot more harsh. It's a lot harsher. And so, it's weird to see a fairy wasp who's, like, very, like, delicate, and the damselfly being put in charge of being officers, but they're mostly going to be officers that stay at the office, just because, the chief doesn't want them to be out. Yeah. But so I got 1,000 words worth of writing yesterday done for that. I only did chapter 1. And I also got to chapter 8 in Bugztopia 3. I need to do the last 8 chapters worth of editing. Probably not going to do that today, just because, like I said, I'm sore. After shoveling for, like, literally 6 hours, I'm like, I'm good. I don't want to do anything anymore. But yeah, so I just wanted to update you guys on that. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Bye! Guys, today's the 8th. I'm sorry if I sound a little, like, not sure of myself, I guess. I don't even know if that's the right word. I'm coming down with a cold, and I know I am. Again, this is because I was scooping snow for the last 2 days and my lungs are not the best. So it does not feel good right now. But I need to do some writing today just because I haven't done writing for the last 2 days. And I need to do something productive at least, or at least like do something that makes me feel good. Because like the last 2 days I have taken off. I just really haven't been feeling the best because I'm coming down with something, and like I miss writing. I miss writing. I know like if you're not feeling good, you should take a break. But I need to write. It's just where I am happy at. Even though right now I'm editing, it just makes me happy, like working on my books, getting immersed in my books and stuff. So it makes me happy. So today we're planning. My game plan is to finish editing book 3 or listening through book 3 of the Bugztopia series, getting that ready to be finalized. I also have a package that apparently did not get shipped because of some rhyme or reason. I don't know why it didn't get shipped to my house. So I have to go to the post office and check it out and stuff because get my I can't get my card to work. So yeah, I gotta go to the post office later. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. I'll see you guys in a little bit, okay? Bye. Hey guys, so it's been a while since I last updated you guys. Today is Sunday, the 12th, and I'm going to close out today's video here. So I wrote a grand total of 3,000 words this week, which is okay. I would have liked to have more. Just because, like, the reason I want to have more words written is because I literally, like, I live alone and I have the whole day to write. Except for, like, maybe, like, on certain days, maybe, like, 4 hours or 2 hours that I'm not, like, I have to work. Those, obviously, I won't be writing during those times. But I'm like, okay, I have all this time throughout the day that I can work on books. And what do? I don't. I don't work on them. I lay in bed, staying warm. Whatever that means. Like, it's just because, like, this house is very drafty. But so I'm like, I really want to get better at working, like, full shifts. Is that the right terminology? I guess so. Because, like, I do, like, so I do this, I feel like every time it's winter. I like to think about, like, the future, like, what are my game plans and stuff for that. And so one of my game plans is to eventually become a teacher. Like, I would really like to be an English teacher. And, to do that, you kind of have to work more than, like, an hour and a half at a time. Um, so it just, like, like, I have this big aspiration of becoming a teacher. And if I'm wanting to, like, work up to that point, I need to actually work at it because it's just not going to happen. Um, so yeah, I'm going to be working on having longer shifts. Like, obviously it's hard, like, I say obviously, but, like, I need to work on my, like, time span of working, and, like, I really don't know, like, I just need to work on some stuff. Yeah, the story of my life, I feel like. But I'm actually, like, I'm gonna be starting to do things a little differently. Like, I'm gonna be doing something different with therapy. I'm gonna be doing stuff differently at home. I'm just gonna be doing a lot of different things. But yeah, that's gonna be a video for a whole different day, I think. But yeah, so I will see you guys next week when I have words written. Hopefully. I don't know. I'll just see you guys next week, okay? Bye.